It's Cyberattack Sunday, and wowza, have you seen the headlines this week? From another attempted kidnapping in the crypto world to a major data breach scandal that saw Coinbase flip a $20 million extortion attempt into a $20 million bounty, all the way to North Korea's sudden interest in Ukraine's defense intel. My head is spinning. Reminder, this is just a rundown. For full articles and sources, check out the latest in cyber on Substack. Let's dive in. The website of iClicker, a popular student engagement tool, was hacked in a click-fix attack using fake CAPTCHA prompts to trick users into downloading malware. The group behind the attack on Marks & Spencer publicly asked other cybercriminals to avoid targeting Russian or post-Soviet businesses, raising eyebrows over potential allegiances. Threat actors are using fake generative AI tools and Facebook ads to distribute nudelophile malware, which steals credentials and other user data. Fraudsters are impersonating Audi dealerships online to sell non-existent used cars, complete with fake websites, payment portals, and even employee identities. Authorities in Germany have seized the infrastructure of the EXT crypto swapping service, suspected of laundering funds linked to cybercrime. Hackers compromised Japanese trading accounts to carry out large-scale stock manipulation schemes, resulting in over 2 years in fraudulent trades. A Turkey-linked APT exploited a zero-day in Output Messenger to deploy spyware on systems tied to Kurdish military operations in Iraq. Click-fix-style malware campaigns have expanded to target Linux users, not just Windows, with cross-platform infection instructions. Threat actors are building fake AI websites that trick users into installing nudelophile malware, which steals browser credentials and system data. A critical flaw in ASUS's Driver Hub utility let attackers remotely execute commands with admin privileges just by luring users to a malicious site. Authorities captured a man linked to 2021 ransomware attacks on Dutch research institutions. He's accused of extortion, blackmail, and laundering cybercrime proceeds. Pyongyang's TA-406 threat group is targeting Ukraine in a cyber campaign likely designed to assess regional threats to North Korean military forces and Russia's next moves. Marks & Spencer has notified customers that a recent cyber attack resulted in unauthorized access to personal data, including names and contact information. Researchers found a malicious Python package named Solana Token that pretended to be a blockchain utility while stealing source code and secrets. Multiple Chinese APTs are actively exploiting a critical SAP NetWeaver flaw, CVE 2025-31324, to gain remote control of high-value targets globally. A bizarre new ransomware variant shifts focus from encrypting files to directly sabotaging CPUs, raising fears of deeper hardware-level threats. Scammers hijacked Indiana's official email alert platform to blast phishing messages, exploiting a contractor's compromised account. Game dev Rocketworks says it's confused after Unity allegedly warned it may lose licenses for its titles, despite no clear policy violations. Fortinet fixed a zero-day bug in its FortiVoice systems that allowed remote code execution and was already being used in targeted cyber attacks. Avanti has issued urgent fixes for 2 vulnerabilities in its EPMM software that were actively chained together by attackers to execute remote code. Twilio says it wasn't breached after a hacker claimed to possess over 89 million Steam-related records containing one-time access codes. SAP has released another urgent patch for NetWeaver after a second zero-day was exploited in ongoing attacks against enterprise servers. Heiress of French crypto exchange kidnapped in Paris ransom plot. The daughter of a French crypto exchange founder was almost kidnapped near her Paris apartment by a group of men demanding a multi-million euro ransom in crypto. Her boyfriend was able to protect her from the attack, sustaining injuries. European police have broken up a multinational crime ring behind fraudulent investment schemes that defrauded victims out of millions. The Horribot malware campaign uses fake invoice emails to infect victims across Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Chile, and more, stealing emails and login data. A new info stealer, dubbed Chihuahua, is quietly stealing browser credentials and crypto extension data, using surprisingly advanced techniques. Espionage group Earth Amit exploited ERP systems in Taiwan and South Korea, targeting military, tech, and healthcare firms in Venom and Tidrone attacks. A Kosovo man linked to the BlackDB marketplace, which facilitated cybercrime since 2018, has been extradited to face charges in the U.S. French fashion house Dior has disclosed a data breach exposing customer information after a cyber attack on its infrastructure. A sophisticated phishing campaign is abusing real CAPTCHAs and trusted domains to build fake login pages that bypass traditional filters. A campaign dubbed Meta Mirage is targeting business admins on Meta platforms, using fake support emails to hijack ad accounts and brand pages. A cyber attack forced US-based steel producer Nucor to take parts of its network offline while implementing containment measures to stop the breach. A Telegram-based Chinese marketplace called Xinbi Guarantee has processed $8.4 billion in illicit transactions, including fraud, laundering, and North Korea-linked scams. The Australian Human Rights Commission confirmed that sensitive documents were leaked online and indexed by search engines after a configuration error. Ransomware groups are now leveraging the same SAP NetWeaver Zero-day vulnerability, previously exploited by nation-state actors to gain access to enterprise servers. Google warns that hackers behind major UK retail breaches are now targeting American retail giants using the same scattered spider tactics. Google's cybersecurity unit has issued a warning to US retailers about Scattered Spider, the hacking group behind the M&S attack that could cost over $100 million. Russian threat group APT-28 used cross-site scripting flaws, including an MDemon zero-day, to infiltrate government webmail servers in a campaign dubbed Operation Roundpress. The UK's National Health Service is pressuring its suppliers to adopt stronger cybersecurity standards following a rise in ransomware targeting healthcare. Researchers found a Node Package Manager (NPM) package that used invisible Unicode characters to conceal malware and communicate with its command and control server via Google Calendar. Thousands of public records show American school districts had little strategy or understanding when ChatGPT emerged, relying instead on external AI consultants. A stealthy PowerShell loader is being used to drop the Remco's remote access Trojan in memory-only attacks that evade antivirus tools. Coinbase is reeling from a major insider breach where customer service agents were bribed to hand over sensitive data, compromising at least 1% of users. The fallout includes potential losses nearing $400 million, a $20 million extortion demand, and long-term reputational damage, prompting the company to issue a bounty for information on those responsible. As a consensus attendee watching their CEO and CLO, Chief Legal Officer, deal with this on the ground, it felt very well handled. Similar to the Bybit approach, researchers at PWN2 Berlin 2025 demonstrated multiple zero-day exploits across major platforms, including Windows 11, Red Hat Linux, Docker, and VirtualBox, earning $260,000 in rewards. Nova Scotia Power disclosed that threat actors breached its systems and stole sensitive customer data during a cyber incident discovered last month. Since April, attackers have used AI-generated audio to impersonate officials in voice phishing campaigns, prompting an FBI alert to government agencies. Threat actors are exploiting CVE 2025-4632, a patch bypass vulnerability in Samsung Magic NFO server software, urging admins to update immediately. Hackers are exploiting cross-site scripting flaws in webmail servers like Roundcube and MDemon in a coordinated espionage operation dubbed Roundpress. Cybercriminals are exploiting stolen and fake identities to fraudulently claim government benefits, costing the U.S. hundreds of billions annually. A separate report confirms that Nucor Corporation shut down part of its operations due to a cyber incident, with investigations still ongoing. ChatGPT will soon integrate with MCP, allowing the AI to pull live context from third-party services to enhance responses. KnowBe4's latest phishing report warns that fake QR codes disguised as HR notices are tricking users into scanning malware-laced links. Attackers are distributing Remco's RAT via zip files containing LNK shortcuts, using PowerShell and MSHTA.exe to evade detection and remain fileless. CISA has issued a warning to federal agencies about a high-severity Chrome vulnerability that is currently being exploited in the wild. Federal prosecutors charged 12 suspects involved in stealing over $230 million in cryptocurrency through fraud and laundering schemes using mixers and exchanges. ETH Zurich researchers uncovered a vulnerability in all modern Intel CPUs called Branch Privilege Injection, BPI, which could be exploited for Spectre-like memory leaks. Russian state-sponsored actors known as Fancy Bear launched Operation Roundpress, using XSS vulnerabilities in webmail servers to spy on Ukraine-aligned entities. A newly discovered botnet called HTTP Bot is aggressively targeting gaming, tech, and educational institutions, primarily in China, with precision DDoS attacks. Threat actors are adopting SkitNet, also known as BossNet, a stealthy post-exploitation malware, to expand access and control after ransomware deployment. Pro-colored shipped drivers embedded with a remote access Trojan and crypto stealer for months, putting thousands of users at risk. On day 2 of Plun2Own Berlin 2025, researchers earned $435,000 for exploiting zero days in SharePoint, ESXi, Firefox, VirtualBox, and Red Hat. O.C. Morel was arrested in Israel for his alleged role in the 2022 Nomad Bridge exploit that siphoned $190 million from the DeFi platform. A misconfiguration caused sensitive documents from the Australian Human Rights Commission to become publicly accessible and indexed by search engines. Eric Council Jr. has been sentenced to 14 months in prison for hijacking the SEC's social media account and spreading fake news to manipulate Bitcoin prices. Security researchers discovered a new tool, Defend Not, which disables Microsoft Defender by impersonating a legitimate antivirus, even if none is installed. Like I said, those were some pretty loud headlines. Did I miss anything? Anything shock or surprise you? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to help me reach further than just your feed by liking, following, and sharing my content with your friends. Oops, sorry, that's as long as this platform allows. For the full rundown, check out the latest in cyber on Substack.